And my niche on there is, well, I say it's wrestling. But I've been posting Stone Cold content. Stone Cold from Instagram, right? Because he doesn't have a TikTok. And everybody who knows me on this channel knows that I'm a big mark for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look at that. That looks funny. Ooh, it's nasty. Everybody knows that I'm a big mark for Austin. But, I mean, I'm a fan of his. Don't we all have that super celebrity that we're just freaking nuts about? I mean, there's reasons why I'm a fan of Austin. And I'll tell you all that here in a minute. But let me get to the TikTok thing. So I take his videos from Instagram, and then I go on CapCut, and I post, I edit it to where I give it captions, and I put my face on it now, and talk about it, and share it with the TikTok world. And I guess TikTok thinks that my channel is wrestling based, but where I'm confused at is that I'm posting Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I'm not posting him in a ring. I'm posting him just talking. And the video clips, here's where it gets good. Oh, let me finish this up real quick. What do y'all think? Does that look alright? I'm missing some shit. I cut myself twice. Look at that. I'm such a klutz. But, so I'm posting the Austin stuff, and I'm thinking, well, it's Stone Cold. So everybody knows instantly that it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? That means wrestling. That means the WWE, right? I always like to go back over, make sure I'm against the grain, make sure it's nice and smooth. And you definitely want to make sure it's smooth so you look good, look professional. See right there, it's rough. See that? Right there. There we go. Alright guys, we're finishing this up right now. Okay. So, now that y'all heard all that loud ass, excuse me. Now that y'all heard all that loud water, I could talk. So I post the Stone Cold stuff, and it's like, is that wrestling based? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's wrestling. Surely TikTok knows that that's wrestling, right? And it's like, no, we think it's something else. And when I post anything that he's talking about with Poncho, his cat, and he just got a new cat named Macho, whenever I post that stuff, it's like, it goes viral. So I'm thinking, is it the animals? Is my niche becoming like animal oriented or whatever? Is it the fact that because it's Poncho? Is it just Poncho, or is it anything to do with cats? Because then I was like, well, I got this new shirt. Yes, if anybody knows, I'm a big TMNT fan. Give me one more second. I gotta finish one little thing. So I post the Poncho stuff, and it mostly goes viral. When I post anything that he has to do with his cats, it seems to gain traction, right? And then I post, he had a video of his chicken Rudy, his prized chicken Rudy. This is the video that went super viral. Like, I'm talking like, hit 1.2 million views. Was the one with his chicken. And he was just walking to the shed or wherever he made this contraption for her to go into. He made this like contraption for her to go into, right? And in that contraption, she sits in there and she lays an egg. And then doing that, it's like, oh my God, she just went viral, you know? It's like Rudy the chicken. And I think that's what it is. It's the fact that it's the animals, maybe. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I could just be full of it. I have no idea. Let me set this up right here. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I think I got it set up now. Sorry about that. So, what I was going about was that I posted the video with Austin, and he was talking about his chicken, Rudy. And he made the contraption for us, like a little apartment, he calls it. And it's for her to get away from those white chickens, the longhorns or whatever they call them, the leghorns or whatever. And she'll go in there and she'll lay her egg, and that way she feels safe. And the funny thing, I guess, that made the video viral is because he's sitting there arguing with her. You know, he's like, come on, do you want to lay an egg or do you not want to lay an egg? It's just kind of hilarious to see a legend like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, talk his trash like he did back in the day, and now he's arguing with a chicken. It's just hilarious. So just got this X Prime thing. There's something about the primes that people like, and I just wanted to see what all the hype was about. I tried the blue one. It's pretty good. This one, super sweet. I don't know what flavor it is, but anyways. So that being said, I want to tell y'all why I like Stone Cold Steve Austin, because everybody's like, why are you such a mark for him? I was like, dang, James, you're such a fucking mark for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let me tell you why. So, growing up, here it is, 2024. Fun fact, I am 40 years old. I'm 40. And I might not look it. I do what I can to take care of myself. I've been through a lot in my life. I can save that for another time. Just share videos or stories or whatever, just depending on this. But let me get to the Austin thing. So I've always been a fan of wrestling since I was a kid, since I could remember. And I remember the first thing I ever saw was Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. But let's fast forward in time. My mom and my dad divorced when I was 5 years old. So this is 1989, 1990-ish. And they break up, divorce, whatever it was. And I didn't find out later on that my dad really wasn't my dad. So I've never met my biological father. That could be a whole nother thing too. We could talk about it another time. But let me get to the fact about this. Okay, so I grew up with a single mom. My mom did everything she could to take care of me. We didn't have much. I grew up in a trailer. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And anyways, we're watching wrestling, and this is around, literally, the Attitude Era started kicking off in 1997. I am 13 years old at this time. And all I've had is my mom. I was always a small little dude. And I was scared of everything because my mom instilled it on my head. You're going to get in trouble if you do this. You're going to get in trouble if you do that. You need to be careful, blah, blah, blah. You know, but of course I went outside, still did my things like we did in the 90s. And I never really had a father figure. I had my grandfather named Lloyd, but he was just kind of an asshole, and I don't know. I just couldn't click with him. I learned some things with him that has carried on with me, so I guess he's part of it, of the reason why I am the way I am. But the reason I'm such an Austin mark is I was getting bullied at this time in junior high. I'm 13 years old. I'm in junior high. I think I'm like 7th, 8th grade, something like that. And it's 97, it's going into 98, and I'm just seeing Austin just like in everybody's face. You know, we've all seen it. He just doesn't take no shit from anybody. And that caught me as a teenager, a young teenager, right? And it's like, I'm being bullied in school. Like, I was always bullied because I'm short. And guys and people that know me know that I'm not really a tall guy. I'm only 5'7.5", 5'8", if that, if I'm lucky. 5'8" on a good day. But mostly around 5'7". I'm a small guy. And I was always frail. I was real skinny. I weighed probably like 120 pounds, if that, if I was lucky during that time. And I got picked on all the time. And I had this one bully. His name was James. I forgot his last name. Well, no, it was Crunk. I don't know. Don't look him up or anything. Nothing big. But anyways, he was a bubbly looking guy, and he's that typical bully style. He had the little pumpkin pie haircut, you know. That's just me talking trash. But regardless, he had a buddy that was with him, and they just, every time he'd see me, he'd push me up against a locker. He'd push me up against a trash can. He tripped me all the time, smacked me upside my head. I mean, he was a bully. He never got nothing out of me because I wasn't I mean, I was poor and I never had shit. I had a lunch ticket. Okay, my mom paid a certain amount of fee, I guess, for me to eat food at the school all year long. So I never brought a lunch. I just had a lunch ticket. And if I didn't bring that lunch ticket with me, then I didn't eat that day. Anyways, around this time, he's just bullying me, I guess because I'm smaller, and he just felt powerful. And at the same time, I'm going home, I'm watching Monday Night Raw. We didn't have SmackDown yet. That wasn't until 99. And I'm just watching Austin just getting in these people's faces and guys saying they were going to kick his ass. And he's like, just bring it on. I'll be right here waiting. And you'll have to kill me to be finished with me. Stuff like that, you know. And just no margin for, I don't know, he was just arrogant. It's just everything about his persona at that time, him being on fire, him not giving a damn about nobody and getting right in their face and kicking their ass, and he didn't back down from anybody. And I saw that, and it started like imprinting on my head, in my brain, just like, James, stop. Stop letting these bastards come up to you and bully you. Stop letting them punish you and getting in your face and disrespecting you. So one day I finally had enough, and I remember the episode that I watched. It was right before Christmas break, and it was around the Thanksgiving time, and Austin looked at Rocky Maivia, which is The Rock now, and Rock was talking. Rock's big. He's like, you standing up there looking all jacked up like you're something special. He goes, since you're a piece of crap, I challenge you to flush yourself down a commode. You know, he's making fun of him and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this guy's bigger than him. He'd probably kick his ass. You know, as a young guy, you think things like that. If somebody's bigger than you, they're going to kick your ass. Not so much. Austin didn't give a shit. He didn't care if the motherfucker was Andre the Giant himself. He'd still would kick his ass. He'd find a way, right? So here he is doing that. So I go to school. I had that mentality in my head after Thanksgiving break. And it was just like clockwork. Here comes James and his little buddy. And I'm in the hallway. I'm right by my locker. And James says, what's up, buddy? How's your Thanksgiving going? He pushed me up against the locker. And I just tapped in, and I'm just like, just do it. Who cares if you get in trouble? Stand up for yourself. And I didn't really have a whole lot of friends. Nobody really cared. I was just kind of like in a little niche of people. So I pushed him up against the locker, and I said, you leave me the fuck alone. Quit picking on me and quit bothering me. He's like, ooh, he's getting all frisky with us now. He goes, what are you going to do? You ain't going to do nothing. And right by his head, I saw the locker door was kind of open. And I grabbed it and I flung it and pow, hit him in the head. And he started crying. And these other kids are coming around. A group of kids, they coming and they're like clapping. Yeah, it's like in a movie thing. And the principal came and said, James, and called me Jamie. He goes, y'all need to come to the principal's office now. And everybody was clapping for me. I guess because I stood up for myself. And the long story short, they don't condone fighting. Don't fight in school, guys. Just don't put up with no bullies. And I got ISS, which is in school suspension, for 2 days. But it was because I was attacked. And I defended myself. I guess that's why they saw it that way. And James got a week. And also sorry if I sound funny. My nose is a little stuffy. Allergies kicking my butt. So the very next few weeks, every time I came into school, he never bothered me. He never talked to me. And I started making more friends. And I started getting a little bit more confident in myself. And yeah, I don't like bullies, and nobody should. If anybody's watching this and you're a bully, stop while you're ahead. Don't be a bully. Don't be that way. Don't be that guy, girl, whatever you want to call yourself. Just don't be that person, because you really don't know what you're doing to somebody. And I mean, everybody handles things differently. Thank goodness I wasn't one of those depressed types. I just wanted to be able to defend myself and stand up for myself, because that's what I believed in. And that's what I would do. So I highly recommend, if you're being bullied, tell somebody. If you want to stand up for yourself, then do it, but don't do it in a crazy way. You know, this is the 90s. This is a different era than what it is today in 2024. I know I'm just kind of rambling, but that's the reason why I like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's get back to it. Is because he helped me in a lot of times in my life where I was depressed and I was upset or scared or whatever it was. And that was a moment where I dreaded going to school. I was terrified to go to school because I was terrified I was going to beat up because I'm a smaller guy. So when I stood up for myself because of Austin, it made me feel better about it. And then I'm real frail. What got me into wrestling, like people have seen on my channel, I was part of the football team in 8th grade. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound crazy, I hated football. I hated playing football, at least. And I didn't go to the early morning training sessions before school because I didn't want to have to get up earlier. I'm not a morning person. Especially even back then, I wasn't a morning person. I hated getting up for school. I didn't want to go and work out and do all that crud. And I had no motivation to do that. But also I'm a teenager and I'm young, I'm dumb, blah, 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 blah. But one day, so when you go to these things, they'd have us, if you didn't want to be a part of it, the coach would make you like walk around the yard or walk around the area where we were training and like along the fence. And that's all we would do is just walk. Well, there was this one day where it was raining, and anytime it was raining, we wouldn't be training outside. We would go inside, and they'd have us do activities inside the gymnasium. And this one particular day, they wanted us to wrestle. And no, not WWE style wrestle. This is Olympic style wrestling, but we're on our knees, and the only way to win is either hold them down for a pinfall for like 1 second or push them out of the ring. That, you know, the big circle that was on that gym mat. And I'm thinking, wrestling, okay. And they told me what I needed to do, and they made me do it. And I remember I went against this guy, his name was Andrew. And Andrew was a really popular dude. But he was about as skinny as me, but he was taller than me. And he was more confident in his ability and his self and blah, 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 blah. And he wanted me to go against him. And he was kind of like undefeated for the moment. He beat like 2 other people, and every time we wrestled, he was always that good. Well, we finally got to square off, and it was my first match, but I guess I never knew that I had a really good sense of balance, and I've always had that. And I had that sense of balance, and I was able to outmaneuver him and push him out. I didn't try to pin him. All I wanted to do was push him out of the circle. I was like, let's just show how strong I am, right? Let's see if I can do it. And I did it with ease. And everybody was clapping. Yeah. Even he was shocked. He was like, oh, man, James, okay, cool. Heck yeah. And it was the best 2 out of 3. I beat him twice in a row. They had me go against another guy. I pushed him out. Found out that I was really good at just pushing people, wrestling that way. And keeping myself up without getting thrown down. And if I was going down, I found a way out. And it was just because I'm thinking in my head, I'm processing like, you don't want to go down because what if this person wanted to hurt you, blah, 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 blah. It's like a survival instinct, I guess. And back down from nobody. No quit. And I did that. And it's because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't back down. Get in anybody's face that talks trash to you, that talks shit to you. And I did that. And my confidence was getting higher as I went into high school, and watching Stone Cold Steve Austin do his stuff. And then he was gone in the year 2000. I remember I was 16 and we started wrestling on the trampoline. But I'm going to save this. I'm going to cut it for now. I'm going to save that for another video. That's the majority of the reason why I like Stone Cold Steve Austin, though, is because I didn't have a father figure. No pity party, I promise you. And when I would listen to him talk and do what he did in the ring and raise hell, it gave me the confidence to stand up for myself. And what I learned from it was don't back down from a bully. Don't back down from anybody. And don't cower, don't hide. Just stand up for yourself. And that's what I did. So if there's anybody that's out there that feels that way and you're scared or whatever, just stand up for yourself, because you're going to get a real good sense of pride. Your peers will respect you more, whether they respect you or not. Say they already respect you, it goes higher from there, you know, and it's great. Stand up for yourself. Don't let anybody walk all over you. Stay strong, and hopefully y'all will enjoy this. And if you want to hear more stories, I've got a whole bunch I could share. Maybe I could try something different with this YouTube channel. Taff Space Taylor. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. I just kind of at this big time fork in the road. There's like all these paths, and I don't know where to go. I feel like I need to put I post my wrestling matches. They don't really go anywhere. I get like maybe a couple of hundred views. I post some Stone Cold stuff. It does okay. Some do a couple of hundred, some do a couple of thousand. I had one video do 40,000, and I was like, wow. But I posted another one and it didn't do nothing. So it's just like, I don't know, guys. I just want to talk. So I think that's what I want to do. No special edits here. Just me. Just Taff Taylor. I'm just going to talk to y'all, and it is what it is. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will catch you in the next one.